25, 50 meters.
They know they have to save it for tonight. But I think for these two swimmers, they may not have a final tonight, because there's only two of them. And I think they just want to get the best timing they have.
It's time now for the men's 150 medley individual. Tran Van Mont, who we saw go in the 100 meters a little bit earlier on. He will be competing here. And then in line 5 we have Arthur Apostolaki, who's in SM4. So remember, all eyes will be focused on line number 4. Kasri Terkon, the 51-year-old, who will be participating and taking place here. He's got gold in the 50 and the 100 freestyle in SEA Games. He's been at 3 Olympics, so again, vast experience with London, Rio, Tokyo.
I think you will see this in para swimming events or para events, right? A lot of the swimmers tend to be able to swim a bit longer, compete a bit longer, so there are really, really huge age differences. But you will see a lot of the younger swimmers just catch up with them.
I was going to say that because is this like the event when you're coming towards the twilight or towards the end of your career? Is this the kind of, like you say, because you've got that experience and you can pace yourself, the 150 medley could really work for you? Because Tran is 37, who's in lane 3, 51-year-old Chakon. They're a little bit older.
Yeah, I mean, it does make a difference, right? Your experience, in some sense, and if you swim a bit of the longer events, maybe your youth doesn't play into the factors so much. But I do think that it depends. There's some swimmers who just are so good at what they do. They can, they know when to train. They know when to let it off a little bit. They know when to get back into it. It's about balance. And I have seen a lot of the swimmers around the world who continue to dominate in their category, even as they get older.
150-meter individual medley heat.
Nothing wrong with age. It catches us all up.
You can't escape it. So there are 2 SM4 swimmers in this race. The outside lanes. They are in the same category, but I think you will see that we only have 2 swimmers in the pool, or is one of them getting into the pool?
Well, the word, I think, was there 3 swimmers there? No, we're only
No, there are only 2 swimmers in the pool.
Yeah.
So
Tran Van Mont, who was a little bit earlier on, isn't going to compete. It is going to be Chakon in lane number 4. And it is going to be Arto in lane number 5. And again, that dolphin kick technique.
So it's very interesting, right? I think to me, when you see in a para-swimming event, everybody, even though they are physically disabled in the S1 to S10 category, they all have somewhat different strokes, different techniques, because different bodies have different abilities, and sometimes they cannot use an arm, sometimes they cannot use both arms, sometimes they don't even have any arms. It's about how do you get across in the water with your body. So some swimmers do choose to adopt a double arm backstroke because that works for them.
Yeah.
But you most commonly will see swimmers use a single alternate backstroke stroke to get from one end to the other.
I think we saw that, haven't we, in the previous race. We're seeing it again with Chakon. Obviously no arms, and he has to use his head for turning, and very much forcing the issue with the legs, very strong with the legs. And like you say, we just looked there at Apostolaki using the double arm, and it was a very interesting technique. But it's like you said, it's an individual thing about the body, about how you can push yourself, how you can get the best from your body with that stroke to be able to get the best time.
Exactly. And it's a lot of times very much more against ourselves, right? The time, how fast can we be in comparison to our own time. It's a swim against ourselves because there's just so many variables that we can't say, we can't control, right?
Yeah.
But you see in swimmers like in Chakon Kosri, when they don't have arms to pull, they have to depend a lot on their lower bodies to get through the water. And it's when it's on the breaststroke leg, it's a lot more technical because you have to show that you are doing a breaststroke kick instead of a butterfly undulation, I would say.
Yeah, it's a different kick, a different technique, because with breaststroke the legs go out.
Yeah.
When you're butterfly, they're together, it's like a dolphin flip, and freestyle, of course, is chop chop.
Yeah, and freestyle, I mean, you can do whatever you want, basically. But I think that's where the referees come into play. They have to be really eagle-eyed about this and watch the swimmers to make sure that they are not breaking any rules.
Well, it'll be interesting because we did see in that last race, didn't we? Very, very late on, Zofia Gabidolina came strong because of that arm power that she had when it was the freestyle. And now we've got Apostolaki who's got the arm power. Can Chakon get through and get there first?
A lot of times we always wonder, you look at the swimmers in the same category, some of them have upper body, sometimes they have lower body mobilities, and we always wonder, do the legs or do the arms win? This has not been answered, by the way.
I'll tell you what, though, he's got some core. Chakon, physically, his core, his centre must be so strong because that is absolutely amazing. He touches with 354 points as well, and he's done extremely well there.
It's a respectable points. And yes, I mean, you when you only have you can only use what you have, right?
But I tell you what, though, I think he might be a little bit disappointed because it's about 13 seconds behind what his best time is. So unless he's just coming out here to exercise, and of course, let's not forget that there is one more before the Olympics. Oh, well, there's two, because you've got Germany, right? We're in Berlin on the 30th of May to the 2nd of June for the City Para Swimming World Series. So
there's still opportunities. I think, like I mentioned earlier, any chance you can get to race is something that the swimmers want to do. You want to get every opportunity to practice, to maybe get better on your turns, get better on your race strategy. And then, especially in something like the 150 IM, you have to manage a lot of the transitions between each stroke, and there's always something to work on.